right, it's time for Mayor Monday. We are crossing over the interstate bridge to check in with one of the biggest cities in the Portland metro area.
And that would be the city of Vancouver. Now, the community has been expanding and expanding quickly when it comes to people living and working there. It's been booming. Now, joining us live with some city updates, the mayor of Vancouver, and McEnerny-Ogle. Good morning.
Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Travis. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so
absolutely, and thank you for the update on schools. As a retired middle school teacher, I can't imagine how we would handle those types
Oh my gosh,
I
know.
It is infuriating.
Your heart goes out to teachers right now for all the things they have to deal with these days.
Yes, it is. It is frustrating. All right, well, there's been a lot of good news, quite frankly, a lot happening in your city. Let's start with I-5, the bridge replacement program. What's the progress there? Where's Vancouver stands? What's the latest?
Wonderful. Well, as you're aware of it, the bridge is our gateway, not just between our two cities, but for the entire region. And we're fully supportive of it. We know it's a vital trade route, not just for our regional economies, but also for the national and international economies. We can't wait to get this started. We know how critical it is. And oh, there you go. You have some pictures showing all of those tight little corners and everything else that people are having to travel on. We know it's seismically under, if that bridge goes down, we're in deep trouble. So we're supportive of all those design options. And not just that, but also knowing that we have a regional climate and a regional equity set of goals that we want to pass. We want to keep downtown Vancouver and Portland moving. We have two major ports, two industrial areas. We want the freight to be reliable and efficient. So we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, there's been so much interstate growth between the two states in the last several years. You know, hopefully Oregon and Washington are back at the table to get this done this time. So, okay, so one of the other issues that I know, Vancouver is dealing with this, just like Portland is homelessness. You know, Portland's looking at some new safe rest site options right now. Where do things stand with Vancouver? I know you're also looking at some supportive campsite programs.
You're right, Emily. Those are temporary supportive camp programs. So we have our homeless response plan just as everyone else does. And we know that people deserve the opportunity to feel safe and secure as they're sleeping. And this is a great opportunity for them to have access to the services that they need. We hope to get 3 of these sanctioned campsites by the end of the year. We're moving closer to our first one. The city council voted unanimously to award a professional services contract to Outsiders In and to get that first one moving forward. We're almost very close to identifying that first campsite. Again, the selection criteria was approved by the council. So it's not designed to completely resolve homelessness. What we want to do is alleviate some of the most immediate and severe impacts that you were just showing, and getting the site supported, increasing stability, getting them safe and healthy, and moving forward with getting out of homelessness on that continuum.
All right. Speaking of the moving along to the Vancouver Police Department now, you talk about another issue that both Portland and Vancouver can relate to. It's installing body cameras on police officers. Where do you stand in that process right now up in Vancouver?
We're very excited. We had, oh my gosh, 1.5 years worth of study, and we met another milestone. We're moving forward with not just body worn cameras, but also the cameras that are in the car. So we have our pilot project ready to go the early part of next month. We asked our officers if they would get involved, and more than 20 officers signed up to help us pilot it. It's about a 2-month pilot program. But we selected 10 officers to work with us so that we have both day and night, so we can take data on how this works in the day and night time. Well, also we need to get the officers outfitted in that to see how this works both on patrol and on traffic. So we have our policies, we have our practices in place. We're going for full implementation, and we'll get that final selection of a vendor here very, very soon. But we're looking forward to it, and so are our officers.
Okay, and then real quickly, I know the fire department too, also looking at additional resources. What lies ahead there?
As you are probably aware, we're growing. As you said, we're 195,000 people. So our response times are not where the city council would like. We have congestion in the streets. The chief came forward. We know this is a top priority. He laid out a wonderful plan. We'll be working with funding. But as we know, these call times are continuing to slow down that response. So we'll need to remodel some stations. We'll need to get funding resources ready to go. We'll need to hire. It'll take 1.5 years to 2 years to get us up to the capacity that we'd like. But we're moving forward with it. We're excited.
All right, that's great stuff. A lot to talk about in Vancouver. It's a busy time on the other side of the river. There's no doubt about it. Mayor Ann McEnerny-Ogle, really appreciate your time and thank you for the updates.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks, Emily.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, well, to keep track of all of the city projects that we went over today, you can go to the cityofvancouver.us website there for more information.
All right.
All right.